The marriage certificate for Minnie's grandparents that she ordered at Stockton Library has been delivered to her hotel.
Right. Charles Edmund Driver and Mary Jessica Kelly. He was 56 and she was 41. She was a widow. Oh, and so's he! Wow, they both had whole other lives. The residence at time of marriage, Southfield Road, Middlesbrough.
Middlesbrough is separated from Stockton by the River Tees. When her grandparents were married there in 1936, the Tees Transporter Bridge had already been in operation for 25 years. It is now one of the few remaining transporter bridges in the world. And it still ferries cars and passengers between the two towns. Minnie has come to Middlesbrough Central Library to see if she can finally find out why her grandparents weren't married at the time of her father's birth in 1921.
Hi.
Hello, Minnie.
Hello, Mike.
Very pleased to meet you.
Genealogist Mike Tringham has uncovered a certificate for the first marriage of Minnie's grandmother, Mary Jessie.
Robert Campbell Kelly and Mary Jessie Maggie McGregor.
Yes, they married in Liverpool
Wow.
on the 15th of April, 1917.
She must have met my grandfather quite quickly afterwards. I mean, if my dad was born in 1921.
There is a tragedy here. This is
It's his death
his
certificate.
death certificate.
He died in France.
He was serving king and country. He was one of the deaths that took place at the worst possible time, at the end of the war. So your grandmother was widowed about a year after her marriage.
He didn't even die at home.
No.
So what about my grandfather's wife? Who was he married to?
Well, I've got some information for you about your grandfather. I'll show you this next document.
Another
If you'd like
marriage
to, yes.
certificate. Ada. Oh, Ada Wood Stancliffe. She was 30 and he was 21. And they were married in 1901.
1901. And he married again in 1936.
But he was with my grandmother before that. So what happened to
Ada?
Ada?
Well, I can tell you what happened to Ada.
So this is her death certificate. The 12th of December 1932 is when she died. Wait a minute.
They were still definitely married.
They were still married, which meant that he had fallen in love with my grandmother and had my dad while he was still married. Oh, the tangled web we weave. Wait a minute, he had a son. Dad had a brother. Leslie.
Yes.
Leslie Driver.
Minnie has discovered that her grandfather, Charles, and his first wife, Ada Wood Stancliffe, had a son called Leslie, a half-brother to her father, Ronnie.
Did your father ever mention him?
No.
Do you think he knew about him?
Probably. My dad was full of secrets.
I came across a marriage for him.
Oh my God, he was an actor.
Yes. I wonder,
She was a variety artist.
I wondered when you'd notice.
I'm so happy. Finally, there's
Yes.
someone else who
Yes.
just does the same thing, ridiculous profession as me.
It's in the genes.
That is just brilliant.
So here we have a programme.
Oh,
Have
look.
a look at that.
The
What do you make of
Hippodrome,
that?
St. Petersgate, Stockport.
This was in 1944, this particular production. He was part of the Frank H. Fortescue's Repertory Players, which was quite a reputable
Was it?
and well thought of repertory company.
Oh, he went by Leslie Stancliffe. He didn't go by Leslie Driver. Oh, I wonder if that's because he was angry with his dad. Oh, and wait, Stancliffe's her maiden name.
That was
Ada Wood
that was
Stancliffe.
his mother's maiden name.
So that's what he went by. Wow. Thank you so much.
It's been my pleasure.
Thanks.
Minnie is on the trail of her half-uncle Leslie, who worked as an actor during the 1940s in Stockport, Greater Manchester.
I've been trying to figure out why it tickles me so much that my Uncle Leslie was an actor. Because I've always been a bit of a freak in my family. I think I announced when I was about 5 that that's what that I wanted to do music and acting. The first and only time that I think my parents took it seriously was when we arrived at the Oscars when I was nominated, and you walk in and I was holding my dad's hand. And he leant over and he said, "You're probably not going to win." And I was like, "I know."